All right, the nightmare tranny continues. Spent 8 hours yesterday making this tranny do this. They provided all the parts for this tranny, and it's a lot of used stuff is what the deal is. I haven't got a stool out here. I've never had a stool in the year that I've been doing videos, but this one's making me sit down, boys. Anywho, they gave me this slider assembly and would not shift. Kept putting the stack together, kept trying to make it shift, and basically I build my sliders like so. You know, they're clean, they're ready to go. And this is the 4-3 slider, and this is the 2-1-2 slider, and reverse. That's reverse, that's second, and that's first. Well, these sliders have these things called dogs. They don't look like dogs, they look like these little bad boys here. Let me put this hub assembly, and I'll turn a little light on over here. But anyway, these are the dogs, and you have the thin hollow type and then the thicker ones. Well, these thick ones are for the 3-4 slider, and these are for the 1-2 slider. Well, some frickin' genius had assembled the assembly with the 3-4 sliders and the 1-2 slider, and it wouldn't shift. So it took me a little while to figure that out. I kept putting it together, taking it apart, and I was using the parts that were there, and yeah. So finally I pulled another transmission apart, and voila, I figured it out. And now she shifts really nice, almost drag racing type. I polished the slider, I changed the hub. The hub they gave me was bad, and these are the hubs. So they had a solid hub with the wrong blocking rings. These hubs take different rings than these do. So it obviously wasn't a match set, and it really sucks because I wasted a whole day figuring that out. Now, since I've used so many used parts in this tranny, the stack, the location of fourth gear is in the wrong place, and my preload's wrong. So I'm trying to figure out how to get my preload right, get this tight, and get it to clear in the box. I guess I just talked to Scooter, you know, if all else fails, called the teacher. So I called him up, and he said that he might be able to come by and give me a hand Sunday, but guess who called while I was working on this morning, wanting to know how their gearbox was going. You know, they really need this, and I really don't need it. I didn't want it to begin with, and now I'm stuck with it. So we have these shims. These are the, that was a washer, not a shim. These are the fourth gear shims that shim fourth gear on the main shaft against the bearing, and basically it lets it float but not float, and apparently these are different thicknesses. So I'm going to see if I can find a thinner one out of here. I'll put the thinnest one possible in there, and we'll start there. And shit, I don't know, man. I've never had this much trouble with the tranny before, and this just goes to show that doesn't matter how many times you do something, you can always have a problem. And my problem is that when I had that thing done at the hospital, and they basically took my memory away, man. I have no memory of this shit. I don't remember this tranny very well, and it's being a real pain in the ass. Okay, here's a thin shim for sure, 10 thousandths thinner. So we'll use that and try that, and see if we can put the box back together. And I got to go over to the press and press this apart again, and try to adjust the preload on this fourth gear. So I give you a little update on how things were going. It's pretty nice out today. Some of you guys are having some bad weather. Hopefully you guys are going to make it through it. And well, you can always drive down to Florida and take a little visit, you know, if it gets really bad. No sense sitting around with no power for 10 days. Yeah, I was watching Yahoo Bin's video yesterday, and Yahoo Bin, Ruben, I don't know if you watch all of them, buddy, but if you do, take a little Marvin Mystery Oil or some upper cylinder lube and saturate that cylinder. And you could even use some WD-40 or some penetrating oil. You know, you'd like to use something that's made to break and freeze stuff up. But Marvin Mystery Oil is probably the best if you can get your hands on it. It'll come in a can, not a spray bottle. Pull that spark plug out of that motor and pour some Marvin Mystery Oil in there and let it sit, and keep trying to rock the flywheel, and it'll eventually pop loose. Change the oil and you should be good to go. It's probably just very lightly seasoned the bore from the water and the fuel, you know, and usually that stuff's enough to free it up, at least get it running good enough for you know, if you need power. And when you get the oil, you know, buy an extra spark plug, because usually, you know, you'll foul a plug or two up after you saturate the cylinder like that. So it's a couple spark plugs and some Marvin Mystery Oil. I bet you get that running, and you can probably call Millrick, and I'm sure he'd be glad to tell you how to get it running too. I mean, he does that shit too. So I don't think you need a new generator, you know. But all right, so let me turn this off. I'm gonna go over to the press, and that's no fun over there. It's a pain in the ass, and we're gonna go get this thing put back together and take it back to the parts store. So I gotta paint the transmission case or something that'll dry quick, because they gotta have this thing today or tomorrow. So so yeah, at least it shifts. The 1-2 shifts. I changed second gear. Didn't have a third gear. He said it pops out sometimes, so I changed the slider and the hub assembly, and hopefully that'll take care of that. And yeah, man, this is just one used nightmare here. One of those trannies that should have been taken apart and used for parts, but people don't understand that. So they've been real lucky up to this point. Hopefully this won't be the first one that has to come back out, because it's a gear reduction box, and that'll suck. So you guys take it easy. We're going to do an answering the question video tonight. Andrea's off today. So so yeah, man, I hope you guys aren't losing your patience with me. I got to answer a bunch of videos. I'm going to try to go in, and like I said, I'll answer your questions. A lot of times you guys are just saying cool or looks good or something like that, you know, and I try to answer the guys that actually are asking a question. So I think we got a YouTuber coming over tomorrow or later today. I'm not sure. Andrew never told me. We're going to spray some panels out, some color for him, and that'll be fun. I don't know. We'll do a video. We'll see if he's camera shy or not. There's a lot of camera shy YouTubers out there, believe it or not. And yeah. So we'll check that out, and that'll be later today or tomorrow. So here's our other stack. This is the one we're going to try this thinner shim on. See how that works. And here's our other slider. That's the 3-4. So all that's working good out of the box. We'll get it all together in there, and if it turns over when we tighten the nuts, we'll stick it in the jig and adjust it. All right, guys, have a good one.